call it chemistry, a connection, or something in our genetic code. What we build is who we are. We don't stop at good enough, but we don't quit when the going gets tough. We're not afraid to get dirty, get lost, or turn a wrench. We go until there's nothing left. It's in our DNA.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.
Beat the heat with these cool deals at 4 Wheel Parts Endless Summer Sale. Going on now. Save up to $350 off tires, up to 25% off Pro Comp wheels, and 15% off Pro Comp and Rubicon Express lift kits. Plus, light up the night with up to 15% off Pro Comp LED lighting. Enjoy endless summer savings at 4 Wheel Parts.
All right, what's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Welcome to the 2022 Vegas to Reno race. It's been a good one so far. We've had some changes to the course in the days leading up to the race. They had to shorten the course a little bit. They actually moved the start line to pit 1. They had to have a little transfer section due to the rain. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Nevada desert, when it rains, it doesn't really rain a lot, but when it does rain, it messes it up like big time. It creates some ruts, some gnarly washouts. You get flash flooding. The dirt just doesn't handle the rain well in this area. So unfortunately, they've had some gnarly rainstorms the last week or 2 weeks off and on, so they had to make a lot of changes. So I just want to say a big shout out to Best in the Desert for making this race happen. I know it was actually really close to not even being able to happen, so it's great that they were able to make some changes and figure out what it was going to take so that everybody could still go racing. So let's just be happy that we have a race happening today. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter than they wanted it to be. There's a transfer section on the highway, which is kind of a pain for everybody, but it's better than not racing at all, I think. So that's what's going on. The race started at 10 o'clock for the four-wheel vehicles. It started at, I think it was 5:45 for the bikes. So the four-wheel vehicles are just passing, they're almost to pit 3. So I can we'll bring up the tracker here, and you can see Bryce Menzies started first. His tracker, it was working, but now his tracker's not working. So when you're looking at the 7 right here, that's not a current update. If you look, it hasn't updated for about 20 minutes. So hopefully Bryce Menzies' tracker does start working again. I have my own tracker on that truck, so if we need to later, we can look at it to see where he is. But also, this is awesome. Check this out. If you guys aren't watching this, go to Bryce Menzies' YouTube channel between my updates, and they have an in-car system. It's rad. It's live. They have 3 different cameras going. It's super cool, and it's been working all day so far. So knock on wood, hopefully they're using a combination of cell signal and Starlink signal. They have their helicopter getting signal. They got a bunch of stuff going on. So really cool to see guys stepping up like that. Also, Best in the Desert does have some cameras of their own, the Ride TV. If you just go to the Best in the Desert main website, and then you'll see right on the front a link for Ride TV stuff. It'll actually take you to the method page. Then there's a link on there where you can watch everything. So there's a lot of stuff you guys can be watching today. The BJ Baldwin has a camera in his helicopter. I haven't seen that one come on yet. He's got a camera in his truck that's been working off and on. The hurling truck has a camera in it. A couple of the UTVs have live cameras in it. So there's going to be a lot of footage for you guys today, hopefully, as long as the stuff works. It is the middle of the desert. Remember, this isn't NASCAR. This isn't a closed course where it's easy to get internet and everything. So we'll see what works. But like I said, so far, the Bryce Menzies channel on YouTube has been working the best out of all of them. It's pretty cool. They got sound. They don't have the intercom, but they have the sound of the truck and everything. We saw them get a flat tire. We did see Oren had to get out. He did an awesome, less than like about a minute tire change, and he got back in. So Bryce Menzies, you can see right there, he is still first on the road. So pull that up on another monitor, the Bryce Menzies YouTube channel, and then go and get the Ride TV going on another channel and another monitor, and you guys can kind of keep track of everything today. It'll be cool once this stuff gets dialed in a little more, and we can maybe hopefully have everything on like one screen with like a Sunday ticket type thing where there's like, you know, eight little windows on the same screen so that you don't have to remember what website to go to and what window to be looking at and everything. So we're getting there. It's cool to see the innovation coming in the sport, and congrats to everybody who's been, you know, trying to make stuff happen for the live footage, and most of it looks like it's working today. So check this out. We do have Kyle Jorgensen. I just saw this pop up. Whenever you see that red at the bottom of the circle, that means they're at 0 miles an hour. So that is definitely not good if you're not in a pit, and that is not a pit where Kyle Jorgensen is right there. So it looks like Kyle Jorgensen, he's driving the all-wheel drive Brenthal. He has come to a stop. You can see Bryce Menzies, his tracker updated, but it was 10 minutes since it did last time, and it's still about 15 minutes behind. So that's still not a good update for Bryce Menzies. Hopefully it'll update a little better as the day goes on. But Kyle Jorgensen at 0 miles an hour, that is definitely not good. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? The bike leader, yeah, let's go check it out. So the bikes are up here. They started well ahead of the cars, and they gave them a big gap. They started at 5:45. Now, remember, this is just trackers that we can see. If someone's tracker's not working, we're not going to see them on here. So it looks like Dalton Sherry, and he was the lead bike the last time Best in the Desert posted from a pit, a photo of him. So I'm going to assume he's still probably the lead bike. So it looks like Dalton is out front. And then we have Skylar Howes. A lot of you guys know him. He does the Dakar also, one of our USA Dakar riders over there. So cool to see him out here doing this race. Jeremy Newton, it looks like, is up there, and Joe Wasson, Zane Robert. Those are your top 4 bikes. It's actually really good racing. Look at how close those 3 are to each other, and then the lead bike is just right here. So that's 350 miles into the race. Remember, it didn't actually start at the beginning, but we're just going to go by the mileage that we see today because that's what the miles are marked as, all right? So at mile 350, we have really close racing between the top 4 bikes, and then there's a couple more bikes right back here. So we have the number 1, actually, and then the 5 right behind him. So 6 bikes within about 15 miles of each other, 20 miles of each other there. So pretty good racing going on at the front of the bike class. Let's see what else you guys saying. Skylar way ahead on time currently. Okay, yeah, so there you go. Remember, that is this is physical positioning, not where they started. So definitely have to keep an eye on that. The other cool thing we have, Racing Tracks offers this live leaderboard on their site. So we can actually try and pull up the bikes. I don't even know what class the bikes are. Open Pro maybe? Yeah, Open Pro. All right, so you can see here. Okay, so at mile 350, only Dalton has come by. This is corrected time. So if you go back to mile 300, you'll notice right here. Check this out. Skylar Howes was actually not ahead of him at mile 300. So see 33:14. So he was still ahead there. So that's really close though. He's only less than about 30 seconds behind him there. So 35 seconds. So when they come through mile 350, hopefully we get another split time in any minute here. They should be coming through there. And then we'll see on corrected time what the running order is. But it does look like Dalton Sherry is still your leader even on corrected time, according to these unofficial times. And there you go. Take that back. See, this is why we can watch. Look, Skylar Howes just came through 350. He is now about 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes ahead of Sherry on time, of Dalton on time. So 2 minutes ahead, corrected. But when we were looking at the map, you can see he's actually behind him. So that's why you always got to pay attention to corrected time, because this is not a land rush start. This goes off time. So very important to keep track of that. Let's see, what else you guys saying? Is BJ still moving? I think so. Let me see. Let's go look. Let's see. I have his camera up on another screen here. I have too many screens open today. There's entirely too much going on to try to keep up with all of it. The BJ thing, if you guys weren't following, he qualified yesterday once, and then he had a mechanical problem, and he fixed it and went back around and asked if he could get another run, and for some reason they decided to give him another run, which has never been done before for a mechanical problem. If you have a mechanical problem, that's just, part of the qualifying. It's too bad. If they gave a rerun to everybody who said that, everybody would say they had a mechanical problem. So they did end up letting him go again, but then everybody kind of got word of it and complained about it and brought it up, and they did make a decision to pull his second run and not give him that second run time. So BJ ended up starting 16th today, which is where he qualified on his first qualifying run with having the mechanical issue. So he did start 16th. He did not start 7th or wherever it was that he qualified in the on his second run. So I personally, I think that was the right call, because you can't give somebody a run for a mechanical issue. Now, if somebody rolls over in front of them or something like that, obviously, yeah, they're going to get to go and do another run. But if your car breaks, that's part of racing. You don't get to go back to the start. So I'm glad that they corrected that. So 6114 Justin Blauer, here's your spec truck leader. He qualified first yesterday. He started first, and it looks like he is still in the lead. Behind them, remember, they just started. They literally started right down here, so they're all going to be stacked up. So it's really going to be hard to tell. You got Householder, McMillen, Coleman. You got all these guys, Dorman. They're all just stacked up. It's really too early in the race to try and guess who's doing what there. Behind them, you can see the 6100s are still starting. So this is the start line. It has been moved to Bonnie Claire, which was actually pit 1. So this is the official start right here, and you can see they are still stacking up. I'll give you guys the time splits for the start, because I saw some people asking that. So the trick trucks and the class 1500 class 1s, they are starting 2 minutes apart. So 2 minute start gap. That's a big start gap. I like it because it gives everybody a little bit more clean air. 2 minutes for them. Then we go to the 6100s, which are going now, the spec trucks and class 10 cars. They get 1 minute gap. So 1 minute right now between all these 6100s and 10 cars. 1 minute. After the 10 cars, everybody else is 30 seconds for the rest of the time. Now, here is something new they're doing this time. Before the first, when it gets to the UTV classes, they're giving a 1 hour break. 1 hour, which is, that's crazy. That's huge. So the UTVs, before the first one goes off the line, they're going to sit there and get an hour of clean air basically in front of them. Some of the UTV classes wanted to be moved up, and they didn't really want to move them up. So it sounds like they came together with a plan, and their plan was to give them 1 hour clean air in front of the UTVs. So, I mean, that's a pretty big advantage to have an hour of clean air in front of you. So I would look for the UTV times to once again be very fast this race. They are combining the UTV Pro Turbos and the UTV Pro Unlimited class, Trophy Unlimited class, whatever you want to call it. They qualified yesterday, and they're going off their qualifying times for the order. So it's not just going to be all the Unlimiteds and then the turbos. They're going to be mixed based off your qualifying order. They're not technically racing against each other in the race. They're still in their separate classes, but the start is going to go off their qualifying order, just like they do for the trick trucks and the one cars, class 1500. Same thing. They're just going to do that for the 2 UTV classes that qualified yesterday. So that's what's going on there. Let's see, what else you guys got? Any update 1600 class? We just did that. Race through the pit, didn't rack a new tire. Okay, so maybe, maybe he didn't get a flat tire. It looked like they were stopped. He had the truck jacked up. The top tire he didn't pull off, so we were assuming he pulled the bottom tire off. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to stop and take time to get a tire because they still have one. Who knows? We will try and find out for you guys. All right, so let me see what else. Really, that's all we got going on right now for you guys, because not anybody's off the line besides the 6100s and the trick trucks and class 1500. So we can go look up here and see see if anybody else. Okay, this is good news. Jorgensen got moving again. So maybe just a flat tire for Jorgensen. And you can see, look, the 78 Sarah Price is now stopped kind of in the same spot where Jorgensen was. So it's possible there might be a rock or a tree or stump or something right there that's getting these getting a couple people. So it'll be interesting to see if she gets going again soon. Toby Price, I think he may have started late for some reason because his tracker is currently updating, but he's way back and he didn't go off the line. And I was talking to Jason Zendrowski on course, and he did not come through where he was supposed to. So I'll try and get clarification on what happened to the Toby Price entry. If anybody's watching this and knows, please let us know in the comments. But I think for some reason the number 5 did not start where he was supposed to and actually started more towards the back. He didn't start in the rear because that would have been behind these guys. So we will try and clarify what went on with the Toby Price entry, but he definitely did not start where he qualified, which was, I believe, 4th or 5th. Yeah, 4th. He qualified 4th. He did not start 4th. So we will try and find out what happened and let you guys know. But once again, yeah, go over to the Bryce Menzies YouTube channel and check this out. It's awesome. They got a cockpit cam. They got a front camera. He is hauling ass right here. They got a rear camera. This is awesome. It's really rad to see this, and I hope we have this in a lot more cars coming up. Go to Ride TV, RYDE TV.com. They have a bunch of cameras too. Like I said, you can link that off the Best in the Desert website as well. So big shout out to everybody that's making all of that stuff happen today. This is rad. This is what we need in off-road, and it's definitely cool. So that's, once again, that's the Bryce Menzies YouTube channel there. And then go to the Ride TV app also, or go to bestindesert.com, and you can get the link on there, and that'll show you everyone else's camera. BJ has a camera in his also. Let me see. I have windows open everywhere here. BJ's, let's see if it's working. I don't think his is currently working. It's kind of hit or miss on if his was working. Doesn't look like it's on right now. It was on earlier, though, so says it's live. They're just not showing anything, so hopefully BJ's comes back on in a little bit. Best in the Desert Helicopter, they also had a feed on Ride TV. I'm looking at it on my TV. That one's not on right now either, but it was on earlier. So so hopefully they come back in. A lot of these are using cell signal, so it's kind of hit or miss if they're getting any service or not. Bryce has everything on his setup. They have cell, they have Starlink, they have everything, and it all combines into one system. So they definitely spent some time, and I know Justin's been working tirelessly on it, and Steve's put a lot of effort in it. All those guys. So cool to see it working, and hopefully some of these other ones continue working throughout the day. I would just have them all open in a bunch of windows and then see what works when, if you guys are watching. Let's see, estimated start time for the UTVs. Honestly, I have no idea because we have a lot of cars to go. I'll tell you this, the UTVs aren't starting anytime soon. We have the 10 cars to start still, and then we have, who else do we have here? We have the a couple other classes. There's probably maybe half an hour left of cars at the most before UTVs. So let's just say 12, and then they give them an hour. 1 o'clock. Maybe, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock would probably be my guess for UTV start. If you just joined us, remember they're going to give them a 1 hour time gap between when the last car goes before UTV and then when the UTV starts. So something different that's never been done before. UTVs are getting a 1 hour time gap. If we go back up and look at the top, let's see. Bryce Menzies tracker still not updating correctly because it's showing him over here. Obviously, he's not there. We see on his live feed, he's very much still out in front and moving along. So the first person we see on the tracker is Lofton. So Justin Lofton is showing up here, which would be second place behind Bryce Menzies. And then we have the 23, Dan McMillen. So 11:17, that's a pretty good update right there. And the 12, Robert Johnson. So I think that's it. You guys keep looking on here. Go watch Bryce's feed. Go to the Best in Desert site and check out some of the Ride TV feeds. And we'll be back at 12 o'clock. There'll be a lot more cars off the line then and more updates to give you. So we'll keep you posted. We'll see you guys back at noon.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.